Hey, welcome to our DLD e-learning snow makeup day set for January 31st, which would be next Saturday. First off, I want to say this is a great opportunity for us to have class outside the classroom. Very excited for this experience with all of you students. Looking forward to it. Before we get started with today's class, I want to remind you that throughout this process, throughout the window for the snow makeup day, if you need to contact me, please feel free to send me a message through My Big Campus. That is absolutely acceptable. Or you may also email my school email account, which would be dvest@yorktown.k12.in.us. Okay, now continuing where we left off, obviously up to this point, you guys are well aware that we have talked about 4 or 5 different types of technology. The next technology I would like to introduce to you is called transportation technology. Transportation technology provides a way for people, animals, products, materials, etc., to be moved from one place to the next. Sometimes we take this for granted. Okay, sometimes it's just something that we're used to. But we have to think back to before we had some of these examples you're going to see below, how hard it was for us to get things from place to place, whether it be the people, animals, or products. If you're driving down the interstate or the highway, you notice a lot of semis. Obviously, they're carrying a lot of products to get those to the stores to put on the shelf so people can buy. So let's take a look here at a couple of examples. And please understand that the examples we have here on the PowerPoint, we're not limited to just these. All right, there are so many more. But we just basically listed a couple for each. And then the assignment will tie into this where I want you guys to do a little research and find some more for me. So let's take a look at flight. We have airplanes, rockets, space shuttles. All right. Again, not limited to those. There's going to be a lot more. Land, we have train, subways, automobiles, bicycles. Water could be commercial, cruise ships, submarines. And then one we oftentimes don't necessarily always think about is the non-vehicle, which would be those conveyor belts and maybe those pipelines. So, as you guys know, when we talk about these different technologies, we always talk about some positive impacts and some negative impacts. And again, that's where your worksheet will tie in to this lecture today. So, we need to talk about a positive and negative impact of this transportation technology. One of the positive impacts definitely would be traveling long distances faster. As you know, when you get in a car, some of you guys drive down to Florida for spring break, or you play in athletic tournaments, or you go to a band event. Whatever the case might be, you guys usually hop in a car and you go. And you're there within, depending on where you're going, whether it be Indianapolis or whatever, you might be there within an hour. Well, obviously, before a lot of our modern transportation technologies, you didn't have that luxury to get there so quickly. Okay, whether you had to walk or whether you had to, ride a horse or whatever the case might be. So a lot of these things we take for granted, but these are great for our life. So are they great? Because they give us some more leisure time, more time to spend with your family, etc. Instead of taking a whole day to travel, now maybe we can do it in a half hour, an hour. All right. So again, that's definitely one positive. Now let's take a look at a negative. Okay, and this one's probably pretty obvious. Again, whether it be land or flight or whatever the case might be, water even, there are always going to be accidents. Okay, so obviously you're going to have that part. Not good. Okay, but it's something we accept with using these types of technology. Also, expense. All right, if you do want to fly somewhere, oftentimes it's expensive. Gasoline's expensive to put in your car to travel somewhere. Just automobiles in general might be expensive. Okay, so that could also tie into a negative impact. All right, so again, positive and negative. All right, so that is the next technology that I want you guys to focus on for the assignment portion of this class, and that I would like for you to have completed at the conclusion of our window for the e-learning or DLD day. So here's what I would like for you guys to do. And again, at this point, you should be pretty familiar with where we are heading. You guys, again, are to open the assignment, and you already have this saved on your iPads or on a computer where you can access it, because you guys have been working on this over the past several days in class. Again, it is activity 1.1.4. What is technology? Okay, and if you remember, we talked about listing the different technologies over here on the left-hand side we're talking about. We went ahead and put the definition in for each of these. And then if you remember, I am going to ask you to find some more examples other than what was provided to you within the PowerPoint. Now, how can you find these examples? You may use any source necessary to find these. All right, hop on the internet, get on there and take a look and see what you can find. A lot of these you might even be able to think of just off the top of your head. You know some others. Okay, so once you find an example, okay, let's say this was an example given. I obviously don't want you to use this one, but let's say I have automobiles or cars here as an example. Okay, so then again, I would put my positive, which would be traveling distances further, and then my negative over here would be accidents. And again, if you guys remember from previous classes, I don't want great detail here, all right? I want you to get straight to the point to get these filled in. So again, you guys have all this. You should have all this up to this point completed, and you should be down here in this category where it says transportation technology, okay? So if there are any questions about anything to do with this, maybe you can't come up with something, you need some more ideas, please feel free to get a hold of me. Again, you can get a hold of me through My Big Campus. Okay, send me a message that way. Or you can send me a message to my email. Again, that is dvest@yorktown.k12.in.us, and I would love to help you any way I can. I will do my best to get back to you in a timely fashion. Okay, and that concludes today's class. I look forward to seeing you guys Monday, see what you guys came up with. Bye-bye.